Listen, the US just made it official and legal to make America poorer because from now until after the next elections, they can print as much money as they want. The last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. With the BRICS nations working together to create a new reserve currency, the US government just added fuel to the fire. The threat to the US dollar is getting stronger. It's time to protect yourself, your family, and your future. Invest in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the one asset that is proven to withstand recession, inflation, and just about all economic threats. Noble Gold Investments is here to help you if you want to invest in gold. You will also get a 24-karat, 1/4 ounce gold standard coin for free. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com now. Noblegoldinvestments.com, the gold company I trust.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Hello and welcome to the Inspired Livestream. I'm John Nolan. Thank you for tuning in, my fellow freedom lovers. John F. Kennedy said, "No secret is revealed." The time has come for every secret to be revealed. That is why we're here. That is why we all came here, to create the transformational shift. Inspired Tribe, we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. That has been the mantra even on this beautiful summer solstice, June 21st, 2023. The longest day of the year. You could also say the brightest light, right? So today we're shining a very, very bright light on everything that is yet hidden, remains hidden, or has been hidden, and a secret for most people. And now is the time of revelation. This is why we're here. Revelation. Everything will be revealed. This is when spiritual maturity and preparation and intention all meet. Then this has to happen. The greatest sign that we're approaching new times, really, really new times, is that everything that's been hidden is now being uncovered. And today, I couldn't think of a better and more worthy subject to shine the bright light of the summer solstice on than what will be the subject of an upcoming movie called Sound of Freedom. Now, you've heard about this, right? Jim Caviezel stars in this movie, plays Tim Ballard. And this movie is about trafficking, child trafficking, the unimaginable industry, which is now the largest illegal industry. Maybe it's even one of the largest industries altogether. And what is so significant about this huge industry, $152 billion a year, and that is just a conservative estimate, of course. But think about this. How often do you hear about this in the mainstream media? How often do you hear about this from your favorite influencers, from your artists, from your actors, from everybody who is also always virtue signaling, right? We don't hear about this a whole lot. How often do you get an alert by your local, by your mayor, sheriff, or police chief? Awareness, education on the subject. No, there's really, really very little. But now is the time of revelation. And when we asked in the title of this live stream, where were you when it happened? I'm asking you, where were you when that time happened? Were you present Are you present? Are you joining? Because today is going to be shining a light, beginning really a bigger awareness journey. And then it is all about action, 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 and really stepping into the field of changing this, transforming this. We don't want to reduce child sex trafficking. We don't want to just bring awareness to it. We want to eradicate it from the earth completely. And that is going to take a whole of society approach on all levels. Yesterday, Jim Caviezel was on Steve Bannon's War Room show. And we brought out a little bit of that conversation. We edited out some, I think, very important pieces that we're going to play here in a moment. But before we do that, I want to quickly talk about one subject, because people are commenting on this very often. They're writing us and say, oh, you're saying it's happening and then nothing happens. And then, you're saying, oh, something big is underway and then nothing happens. Well, who makes it happen, friends? Who is exactly the entity that makes some big thing happen, some big revelation happen, some big change happen? Well, it's us, Inspired Tribe. It's you and us and everyone who's watching and listening. We're the ones who are making shit happen. And today I'm going to give you the action steps, very simple steps that everyone can do. You don't need any money for that, right? You can use money, but you don't have to. But we all have to get involved in this. And before we dive deeper into what we can do and how we can do it, I want to play a few minutes of the Jim Caviezel interview from last night on Bannon's War Room, which will give us a little more information on the whole subject here.
Country. We don't have a south border. And by definition, you have to have borders, and we don't. And then drawing the light on what is truly going on. It's a $152 billion a year business. That's insane.
$152 billion. Is that the sex part, or is that the sex and the organ harvesting part combined?
So the trafficking part is 32 billion. 32 to 34 billion is buying and selling the children. But if I have a child, let's say, for example, little Joey, he makes me $20,000 a day for 10 hits with 10 different clients. I'm his pimp. He procures that money. That's 20 grand. There's 152 billion. So to give you an idea what that is, that's every major sports team in the world. All the NBA, all the Major League Baseball, all World Cup soccer, NFL, all that combined, and still not 152. You would have to send every 18-year-old this year that graduates high school to Stanford University for 4 years, and that would be 152 billion.
What is driving the demand side of the equation? You talked about it's trafficking for sex, and it's organ harvesting. Is there other elements? Is it also for labor, for slave labor, or is it
adrenochrome? The whole adrenochrome empire. This is a big deal. It is listed under the NIH. It is a chemical compound. It's a molecular structure. Is C9H9NO3. It is it's an elite drug that they've used for many years. It's 10 times more potent than heroin. And it has some mystical qualities as far as making you look younger.
Back it up with, give me some facts so people don't say we're in conspiracy theory.
I don't believe that there's a Hunter Biden laptop. You know how I know that? Because for 2 years, the media said there was no such thing. So there's none. But then there is now. And then for 7 years, we learned that Trump's a Russian spy. For 7 years. Well, you know he's a Russian spy. But then he's not. Well, that was about 80% of everything we heard from the media for the last 7 years. And suddenly I bring this up and you say, well, this is a conspiracy theory. So we're back to this whole conspiracy theory thing with the media that's putting on, I had my career completely ransacked. I had no idea what I was stepping on. This thing hits your heart and makes you do incredible things. And we as a country, my God, our republic, to save it, we have got to pull it together. We got to pull our shit together and save our children. If not our country, our republic, we got to save our children.
Okay. Unmuted. Here we are, just contemplating a few of those absolutely astonishing facts. I mean, just think about it for a moment here. $152 billion a year business. Currently, it is estimated that 42 million people, most of them children, are engaged in child sex labor. It is unspeakable. We're talking about a drug called adrenochrome that is derived from doing certain practices. It is, I believe, gathered through torture. We know how these processes works. There's a fine line on how much we can talk about it openly here. Unfortunately, you know how this is. But these things are real, friends. These things are happening. When you talk to people who've been investigating this for a long time, they will tell you one thing that's perhaps most shocking. Statistically speaking, it's in every neighborhood in America. Statistically speaking, some form, whether that's consuming child pornography or really, engaging in child abuse or any other form, if you combine it all, it is in every neighborhood of America. This is incredible. It's an incredibly staggering, almost unimaginable thing, but it is our duty. And this is where I will say this over and over and over again. For the Love and Light Brigade, the people that come and say, you have to love everyone. And the only solution is to send love to everyone and to simply don't judge anyone. Well, I call BS on that. And you know me, I come from a place of love and I come from a place of inspiration. We do. Christine and I do. That's how we create everything that we do in front of the camera, behind the camera, and where people don't see us. And that's where the most work is done, by the way. But here's what needs to happen before we go into concrete action steps. First of all, we need to take care of the children. They need to be rescued and saved, and they need to get the help. And this is very, very, very complex. This is not your run-of-the-mill regular therapy. This is very complex. So this needs to happen. And let me be very clear. The Creator can give love, can give light, and can give forgiveness to the perpetrators. Our duty together is to bring these people to justice in a lawful way and make sure that the meeting with the Creator happens as soon as possible in a lawful way. That's what our duty here is. These people need to be eradicated. Okay, so there's nothing lawfully. There's a process. There's a process in place, and we need to ensure that this process works and that it's been applied to everybody who's a perpetrator. Everybody. So that's important. But here are the most important things. There's a movie coming out. We talked about it. Sound of Freedom. Movies have had amazing effects in the past on cultural movements. Our whole culture, and I'm not just talking about the West, but everywhere in the world now, most everywhere is entertainment driven or is movie video driven. It is visual arts driven. So this movie has the potential, and it's already having a huge impact by ticket sales alone. It's absolutely incredible. But this movie has the incredible opportunity and possibility. It is a vehicle that can transport this subject to all levels of society. And we all together, we have to make it happen. And the movie is one part of this equation. It's finally coming out. It's been suppressed for years. It was a battle to get it out there, but they finally found the right partners, and it's getting out there. And now we have to do our part. And I want to quickly bring about a few action steps that I think that we all should take, okay? So here's the first thing. The movie's coming out on 4th of July, Sound of Freedom, and it is the story of Tim Ballard, who became the founder of Operation Underground Railroad. He was a government agent and then started this organization and is fighting all around the world, saving children, and bringing traffickers and perpetrators to justice. Okay, so his organization has done some very great things and has worked together with past administrations. I know he's worked together with the Trump administration. I don't know about now, because now we don't hear about trafficking, right? Now, when you hear these representatives of this, so-called administration, you don't hear that subject. But okay, let's go to what we can do right now, because the movie is about Tim Ballard. But I believe the movie, when millions and millions and millions of people will see it, will spark a movement. It will create awareness, and it will help people finally shine a light on this darkest secret that goes so deep. It goes into the highest levels of the aristocracy, of economy, of politics, of science. No matter where you look, people are involved. This is an age-old thing. This has been passed down through the generations, ritualistic abuse and all these things. So now let's look at the action steps. The first thing that I want you all to do is go to soundoffreedommovie.com and purchase tickets, right? If you can, purchase tickets for other people who cannot purchase them. There's kind of a pay it forward kind of thing going on, like buying a coffee for someone, right? When you're in line and you buy a coffee for the next person, you can do that there, but get your tickets for yourself and your family. That's the first thing I did. Is I went online and I bought tickets for the whole family, and we're all going to watch the movie, because there is something that such an experience, when it is shared, creates, because you can then talk about it. You can sit around the dinner table and it has to be talked about. It has to be talked about. So that's the first thing everybody that needs to do, right? The second step is share the movie trailer with your family, friends, on social media. Tag celebrities you follow. This is very important. Use text, right? Text is really a good thing. If people send me a text with something, I tend to watch it more than if somebody just shares something on social media. But use all means. What better use of your social media account than sharing this trailer and sharing the information about this movie? Now, with text, what I just want you to do is go and click on share on YouTube, right? You go and look up the Sound of Freedom trailer, click share, and put it in your text field and send it to your friends, send it to your family. Let everybody know about this movie, okay? When you post it on social media, tag your celebrity, because here's what pisses me off. What pisses me off is the virtue signaling of these celebrities. Isn't it some sort of Pride Month or something going on, and everybody's virtue signaling? Well, who is signaling and showing their support to stop the most horrific of all crimes against the most innocent, our children? That's what we need to amplify now. That's why I want every one of your favorite artists to be tagged, your favorite actors, every celebrity you follow. If they don't talk about this movie or in this movement, if they don't share this, then something is off. Because if we can't unite, like Jim Caviezel said, if we can't unite around the subject of saving our children from the most horrific crime, then we won't be able to unite around anything. But the awareness has to really spread. People have no idea, because it isn't, for most people, it is unimaginable that such evil, especially in an organized way, could even exist. They cannot imagine this evil, but it does exist, and it's in the midst. It's in our midst. It's not somewhere out there. It's all around us. So please make sure you send a message to your favorite social media, to your favorite celebrity influencer. Send them an email. Ask them to please support, share the trailer, talk about it, do a live, make a story, all the stuff that they usually do to talk about things that don't matter. Now finally give them something to talk about that does matter. Ask them politely. Don't attack them. Say, please, can you share this? This is important. This movie might change perception on things, okay? So this is highly important. Share interviews that discuss the movie and or child sex trafficking, right? Go and look up interviews with Jim Caviezel, Tim Ballard, and other people who are authorities on this subject. There are great people out there. Lara Logan, I know, talks about this a lot. Liz Crokin talks about this a lot. There's great, and many other great researchers. David Icke, I mean, he broke this subject for freaking 30 years ago in a way that was really, really profound, right? And so please make sure that you share material on this. We have until July 4th, and then, of course, when the movie comes out, we need to continue the work. but we want to create as much awareness and hype around it. And we are not associated with the movie, by the way. No, we don't get any money from ticket sales or anything like that. None of it. But we understand the power of a cultural moment that can be created, and we're the ones creating it. It is not some entity out there that will fix this. It is us. It is human agency that does this. Okay, so share all kinds of information around the subject. Also, best thing to do is send it via text. Send it on a Signal or WhatsApp app, or whatever you use to communicate. Share the movie trailer, very important, with your local police, sheriff's office, and mayor's office, right? This is not a internet problem. This is not a out there problem. This is not a international problem. This is a local problem, and it's local everywhere, right? There, as I said, there's hardly a county in the United States that doesn't have some sort of level of it going on, right? So share this with your police, share this with your sheriff's office, with your mayor's office. Ask them to have screenings of the movie when it becomes available. That's an idea. Ask them to bring forth more information about child trafficking, what to look out for, education. Ask them to put on whatever they can to spread awareness on this subject, okay? Anything and everything, okay? So share this with the people. Send emails to them. Make sure that their inbox is flooded with trailers from Sound of Freedom. And again, be polite, be friendly. Just say, please help spread awareness. What are you doing in your law enforcement office? What are you doing, sheriff? What are you doing, police chief, to bring more awareness around the subject, to educate the public on what is really going on with child sex trafficking? Then the next step, visit ourrescue.org, and OUR stands for Operation Underground Railroad. That is Tim Ballard's organization, and we'll share the website here with you. Let me see, just a moment. And so we can check it out together. If I can find it. There we go. Here it is. Okay. So this is the website, and I'm going to blow it up for you so you can see it better. Here we go. And of course, they're featuring the movie because the movie is about the founder of Operation Underground Railroad. So if we scroll down here, I hope you can see this. Not really, right? So what we're going to do, let me see if we can do this. Here we go. Join the fight. Oh, there we go. Join the fight. And here's what we need to do with this. There are action steps that you can take if you feel inspired to help them and to help bring more awareness and even money to the cause. Now, I'm not saying this is the only organization out there. There are great people down at the border that our dear friends in the Inspired Tribe continually bring to our attention that are doing great things. So far, our research, and we have talked to numerous people who were involved in the past or still are with Operation Underground Railroad. So far, there is nothing that would make us believe that it isn't a sincere operation that is doing what they say they do. Could there be people somewhere in these levels involved in this organization that are not 100% trustworthy? I assume, just like with any other organization, that could be the case. But so far, we haven't seen anything that makes us believe that Tim Ballard and his organization aren't legitimate. I wanted to address that. So here are 6 ways what you can do. You can become an abolitionist. It says here, join our exclusive group of thousands of monthly donors who are committed to putting an end to modern day slavery. Okay, so this is, you can give, right? You can donate monthly, you can donate every day. Join a conductor club, raise awareness, conduct change. Ours Conductor Club invites community members to get involved in awareness and prevention efforts in the fight against human trafficking. So this is another thing that you can do. Rep the Cause of Freedom with merchandise. So that's another way where you can support them. Support an event and share the facts. This is a really important one. This is a whole PDF that you can download on the website. You can also share this on your social media. You can share this with your friends and family. It will give you some of the staggering stats about the numbers, the sheer unimaginable numbers of the statistics here, the definitions and stuff that you can learn and educate others on. This is our moment. So go to ourrescue.org, and we're also not affiliated with ourrescue.org. Go to ourrescue.org and share this information with your friends, your family, and everyone. Again, we put everything in the video description. I will repeat this again. If your children, if your grandchildren, 20, 30 years from now ask you, where were you when it happened? And did you participate in it? Did you help? Did you know it? Did you know about this? Because these were the questions that generations had to answer in Germany, in Austria, in the Nazi regime. I'm sure it's the same in Russia. I'm sure it's the same everywhere else where horrific crimes were committed, where the children that came afterwards, they asked their parents, how could you not know? How could you not see? Wasn't there any information? Wasn't there anything you could do? We're going to be asked the same questions because this is the time of revelation, and this is coming out, and it will come out how huge it has been and how it's been going on and how we've supported these celebrities in front of us that were part of it, how we have indirectly helped perpetuate it. So we will be asked, trust me, you will be asked, why didn't you do anything? Wasn't there any information out there? Wasn't there anything you could have done? Wasn't there anything you could have gotten involved in? How come so many millions of children had to die and suffer and be tortured and abused? We need to start putting an end to it. And I say start because it is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but we have a cultural moment with this movie coming up. We have a cultural moment with more and more celebrities jumping on board. We can create the pressure that it requires for large masses of people to get involved in this, okay? And this is one of the focuses that we really need to have right now. And I will, a disclaimer here is, if you yourself are a victim of child abuse and you haven't healed, you haven't had any deep trauma healing, please, you might not be the best person to get deeply involved in this just yet. I know you are probably one of the people that want to help the most, but from experience, from working with people, Christine's experience in working with people for many, many years, you have to first heal yourself. So one of the greatest resources that we know is thejourney.com. Our daughter has just finished her over 2-year education, and she is now doing her last bit of it, which is a lot of practice clients, which she's done over the years. But she's now becoming a practitioner officially of this amazing healing technique. And soon, we will talk more about this because people are looking for trusted practitioners. But go to thejourney.com. Check out the process. It is one of the greatest processes that we know for deep trauma healing. Please, this is important because healing is such a huge part of this journey for all of us, but especially for those who have had deep abuse trauma. So please, this is a disclaimer. When you are on your healing journey and when you've kind of gone through the big chunk of it, yes, I believe you will be the greatest ally that anyone can have. But, from my spirit, my soul, there's a desire to protect you because I know how these wounds are opened for people and then having no way to deal with it properly. But for those who are either healed or who thankfully haven't been victims of sexual abuse, please do your part today. Get involved in one way, shape, or form. And right now, there's something that is at your fingertips. It's the share button. It's the text button. It's all the tools that you can use for free today. And please, come on. Who can argue with you wanting to bring awareness to this subject? Nobody can argue. Go also look up official stats on government websites. I know these are usually not very accurate and probably understated, but they are government websites, and a lot of people put a lot of trust in that. So that just to support the whole thing. All right. Please save this video. Please share it. I believe there's a lot of important information here and a lot of ways for people to get involved. Links are in the video description. Please join us in this. And the fight is really for a future of love, of freedom, and an environment, a future where we create environments and communities where children can be safe and be children and play and grow up and learn and never face the danger of this horrific crime. This is the future that we want to create together. We need you, and part of it is the eradication of this as a business, as an enterprise, as a satanic, ritualistic, religious practice, and the eradication of those who are perpetuating it and who are doing these crimes in a lawful way. All right. I believe this was it for now. We're going to talk more about it. Really, share, tag your family, tag your friends, tag celebrities, make them talk about it. Right. Much love to all of you. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.